How to calculate the total cost when you want to take over the assignment? What are the other fees, tax charges other than the cost of the house? Hi, my name is Priscilla. I'm your real estate broker in GTA. Today, I'm going to take one of my own assignment listing as an example to show you how to come up with the summary of all the costs when you want to take over the assignment. So today I'm going to use one of my own assignment listing as an example to show you how to calculate the total cost. So this project is called INT. We are at the intersection of Dundas and Jarvis. It's very close to Ryerson. The developer is Mankis, so you must know this is one of the most reputable developer. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-washroom unit, total square feet 619. And we have a very favorable price at $728,000. The seller already dropped $40,000 to come out to this number. All right, so let's assume this is the assignment price. Let's see what are the total costs. When you want to take over assignment, you first will ask your buyer agent to collect all the information from the seller, the assignor we call. Assignor is the one who originally purchased this unit from the developer. Now he or she is going to assign this unit to you. They're called assignor, and we are called assignee when we want to buy an assignment. So yeah, get your buyer agent to collect all the information. First of all, you need to know the original purchase price. And for this unit, the original purchase price is about $610,000. The seller is an overseas purchaser, so they paid 35% of the total purchase price, which is $213,850. So normally, local buyer, they only need to pay 20% as deposit, but a lot of times, overseas purchaser, they pay 35%. So this is the case for this unit. The assignment price, we already talked about $728,000. The capital gain, which is the difference of $728,000 to $610,990. So that is $117,010. So when we take over assignment, what the assignee needs to pay the assignor is all the deposit the assignor paid to developer plus the capital gain during the whole period. So it should be $213,850 plus this $117,010. However, if that's the case, then it would appear the cash requirement to take over this assignment will become something like $350,000. That would be very challenging for lots of buyers. So my seller, my assignor, they decided to only require the assignee to pay 20% of the total deposit of this the original price plus the capital gain. So this amount becomes only $239,208. What about the rest of the deposit that the assignor paid, but the assignee hasn't paid during the assignment? The difference of $91,000 will be paid at the final closing. So at the final closing, assignee will a lot of times will take a loan from a bank, and when the bank discharge the loan, or they call funding, the assignee's lawyer will first pay the amount that the assignee owed to the assignor before the rest of the loan paid to the developer to finish the final closing and register the title. Normally, the assignor should pay $213,850 to reimburse the deposit the assignor paid. But in our case, we don't require the whole 35%. We only require 20%, which is about $120K plus the capital gain. Altogether, it's only $230,298. But the difference of this 15% deposit will only required at the final closing when the assignee gets funding from the bank. So total mortgage, the assignee gets part of them, $91,000 goes to the assignor to reimburse the deposit the assignor paid. The rest go to the developer and do the final closing. All right, so this is for the cost of the unit. What are the other fees, tax, and charges? Okay, let's go over them. First, like purchasing any other properties in Canada, you need to pay a land transfer tax. And because this unit is in downtown Toronto, so not only you need to cover the Ontario provincial land transfer tax, you also have to pay for the Toronto municipal tax. So you pay double. The total amount is $22,070. To calculate your land transfer tax, you can go to my website, PriscillaHanRealty.com, and then look at the menu from mortgage calculator and calculate your own land transfer tax. Don't forget, if you're the first-time buyer, do check on that mark, and you will see the first-time buyer will get some amount of credit from the government for land transfer tax. All right, so that's about land transfer tax. And then development charge. Development charge is what developer charges the buyer when they close, because city will charge some fees to provide the service to that building, and that cost will be converted from the developer to the buyer. So a lot of times in the APS, agreement of purchase and sale, the developer already specified for one bed, the levy is capped at how much, 1+1 capped at how much, and two bedroom capped at how much. For this unit, the levy is capped at $12,500. So whoever has the contract to go to final closing with the developer, they need to pay this development charge, $12,500. There's also occupancy fee. In Canada, when you purchase a pre-construction, you have two crucial days. One is called occupancy day. So occupancy day is when the building's physical construction finished, and the developer will give the key to you. And if it's for your self-residence, you can move in. If it's for rental, you can start to look for tenants. So, but anyway, you can start to enjoy the usage of this unit. But at that time, the ownership hasn't been transferred from the developer to the buyer. The title registration, the ownership will be transferred on final closing day, not on occupancy day. So there's a gap between occupancy day, the day you have the key, and final closing day, on which day that the ownership will be transferred from the developer to the owner. During this period, this period is called occupancy period, and during this period, basically the developer is lending the usage of their property to you. So for that, you need to pay a fee, and it's called occupancy fee. In our unit, every month, the occupancy fee is $1,458.15. Whoever owns this contract needs to pay this occupancy fee. Before assignment, the assignor pays. After assignment, assignee pays this amount to the developer. Last but not least, there's also HST Housing Rebate. Normally, when we purchase a pre-construction from a developer, the price already includes the HST. So you don't need to pay anything if this unit is purchased for your own residence. But this is not the case if you are an investor. If you are an investor, the government no longer gives the rebate to the developer. So the developer has to turn around, ask you, the investor buyer, to compensate them this $24,000. But on the other hand, the government does encourage the investors to bring this unit to the market to create more residential supply. After the investor buyer obtain a 1-year lease, meaning that he successfully rented out this unit, you can take this unit and to apply the reimbursement of this $24,000. So one more time, if it's self-residence, you don't need to worry about this. A lot of times the purchase price already included the HST housing rebate. But if you're investor, at the closing, you need to pay $24,000 to the developer. But after you get 1-year lease, not after you rented 1 year, only after you obtain the 1-year rental lease, you can start to apply the refund of this $24,000. But in some cases, even though you're for your own residence, because you are assignee, you still need to pay $24,000 at closing to the developer, but later you can get it refund back. So do check with your lawyer to see how it says for assignee when you purchase assignment. Same thing for the development charge. I just mentioned in a lot of APS, there's a levy cap how much you need to pay development charge at closing. But I have encountered a couple cases that the upper limit is not transferable to assignee. So do pay extra attention, check with your buyer's lawyer to see if these benefits can be also passed on to you as a assignee. Okay, so this is the end of this video. If you have any recent purchase plan, do talk to me and I can customize the property hot list for you to include not just those good ones from MLS, but also some great value off-market properties. See you in next video.